International Telecommunications Union Phonetics, then your name and county. At this time, I will stand by for any stations with real-world emergency or priority traffic. If you have real-world emergency or priority traffic, please call now. Nothing heard. This is K9UOW for the ARES, Indiana section, simulating emergency test. Now accepting Lake County check-ins. Please call now.
Net Control, please copy November 9, Sierra Echo Sierra, Ayman in Lake Station, Indiana.
N9 SES, November 9er, Sierra Echo Sierra. I got you checked on board, Ayman, and we'll get to the scenario here in a few minutes. Thank you for checking in and joining us this morning. Any other check-ins for Lake County, please call now.
Whiskey Delta Niner, Hotel Yankee Mike, Gary from Gary, over.
Whiskey Delta Niner, Hotel Yankee, Michael there. I got you checked on board, Gary from Gary. I appreciate you checking in this morning, and thank you for joining us. Any other check-ins for Lake County, please call now.
Kilo Charlie 9, Zulu Sierra United, Ryan, Cherville, Lake County.
All right, we had a double there. I got Kilo Charlie 9er, Zulu Sierra uniform. I believe it was Ryan from Lake County. Is that correct?
That is correct.
Roger, thank you for checking in, Ryan. I got you checked on board. That station that doubled with Ryan there, could you please come back? All right, there's a lot of noise with your station there. Let me try to listen on the input there and other stations if you could do so as well. Could you please call back with that call sign, please? Kilo 9 Kilo Sierra Whiskey, is that correct? And then can I get a name, please?
This is Kilo 9 Kilo Juliet in Munster, Indiana, over. And it's name TJ.
All right, TJ, whatever you did there, it cleared up tremendously. And Kilo 9 Kilo Sierra Juliet, I got you checked on board here. Thank you for checking in this morning. And yeah, I don't know what happened there, but I got it right that time, correct? Kilo 9 Kilo Sierra Juliet.
There's no Sierra, just Kilo 9 Kilo Juliet.
All right, TJ, thank you for being patient with me here. It's early, and I've only had one cup of coffee, and thank you for checking in. Any other check-ins for Lake County? Please call now.
Net Control, please check in Whiskey Niner Juliet, Oscar Mike, Jim, Lake County. Please be advised I may be on short time.
W9JLM, Jim in Lake County, got you checked on board, and yes, sir, I am aware, and thank you for checking in. We'll get to the scenario here. We have as soon as we run out of check-ins here, and appreciate you checking in, Jim. I know you're busy, and just as everyone, but I thank you for checking in here. Any other check-ins for Lake County? Lake County set, simulated emergency test. Any other check-ins for the test, please call now. Nothing heard. We will get, trying to get some more check-ins here in a moment. This is K9 UOW for the ARES, Indiana section simulated emergency test. The scenario for the ARES, Indiana section simulated emergency test, we are simulating a unique lunar slash solar eclipse that will pass over southern Indiana. With the number of individuals anticipated to visit the eclipse path, guidance from state officials are to anticipate that 911 and cell phone communications will be unreliable and traffic congestion will make assisting the public very challenging. A District 8 county is requesting amateur radio support to position stations across the county's roads to help provide awareness of any public assistance needed or emergencies while individuals are stuck in traffic. The operators are only required to provide the details of the situation back to the county. Net control, no traffic control. Okay? Because of the hilly terrain, District 8, south of Indianapolis, Indiana, is requesting deployable stations that meet the following requirements. Let me unkey a second. And when calling in, let me know if you meet any of these and which of these requirements here. Number one, you are mobile or portable with a station, no HTs, that have the ability to set up an elevated antenna with no mag mounts and a beam if possible for operations on VHF. That's number one. Mobile station, no mag mounts that you're able to elevate an antenna, preferably a beam, and on VHF. Number two, stations that may be able to establish lock band, no crossband repeat operations to be stationed on high elevation points in the county. You can set up a radio and it stays on a single channel or keys up on a single channel. Number three, mobile or portable HF stations can be set up. NVIS operations for 40 meter are also requested. Okay, so those three requirements will be needed for deployment, and I'm going to start at the top of our roster here with IMAN. If you have any questions, let me know, and I'll answer them as we go along here. But if we're not deploying today, this is a test, but if we were needed to, would you be able, do you meet the deployable requirements, Simon? And if so, just let me know which ones are there. If you need me to repeat them, I can. But N9 SES, are you deployable, and what requirements do you reach?
Okay, KD9 YOU, net control, November 9, Sierra, Echo Sierra. That's affirmative. I could do HF portable and VHF, UHF portable as required. Roger.
Affirmative. I appreciate that, and that's exactly what they're asking for, and I don't need to know, the equipment or anything. They just need to know whether you can. In a side note here, there are no deployments at this time. However, the stations that do meet the requirement may be requested in the future to do a similar exercise where we deploy. And it'll be provided, through the chain of command, the SVC, DEC, and the EC, when and if that is needed. But thank you, Vyman. I have Gary here, WD9HYM. Gary, are you deployable, and what requirements do you reach, if any?
This is Whiskey Delta Niner Hotel Yankee Mike. Yes, I am deployable. I do have VHF and HF portables over.
Roger. Deployable and able to meet all specifications. Thank you, Gary, and I appreciate that. And that helps out a lot there. And let's go to our third station checking in here, KC9 ZSU Ryan in Lake County. Are you deployable, and which requirements do you meet of the three here?
KC9ZSU, can you repeat 1 and 2, please? 3 mobile HF, able to deploy. Can you repeat 1 and 2?
Affirmative. This is KD9UOW Net Control for the ARES Indiana Section SET. Number 1, mobile or portable station that have the ability to set up an elevated antenna with a beam, if possible, for HF operations. You have some kind of mast able to get in the air. No mag mount antenna is the number 1 requirement. Number 2, station that may be able to establish block band, not crossband repeating operations. You can set up a radio and talk on it. Basically, no crossband repeating is necessary. I should say most, not all. Most radios are qualified for that lock band. So those are the 2 that you asked for there out of the 3.
Yeah, QSL, yes, 1, 2, and 3 deployable from KC9ZSU.
Copy. KC9ZSU, I appreciate that. And I know they work things technical sometimes, but I appreciate you letting me know. And if you have any more questions, yes, let me know as well. Like I said, we could be deployed in the future. We are not deploying today. They wanted me to specify this is just a simulated emergency test with no deployment, but we may have one in the future, maybe a test or actual real-world event that needs deployment. So thank you for that. That brings me to TJ, K9KJ. TJ, are you able to deploy, and which requirements do you reach? All right, TJ, on your audio was really low on that transmission. The carrier was open, and I heard you talking, but there was very minimal audio with your transmission. Could you please try that again?
Sure, I'm trying to do some experimentation here. Maybe this is a little bit better, but let me know. I can do all 3 requirements, and I'm able to deploy immediately.
Yes, sir. Much better. Whatever you did, 110% improvement, 5x9 for sure, and coming in Lima Charlie that time. Thank you for letting me know you're able to deploy, and with which requirements here. And that brings us to our last station that checked in so far, W9JOM Jim in Lake County also. Jim, are you a deployable station? And if so, which requirements do you reach?
Yes, I can meet all on-demand requirements for that list, and with no problem. W9JOM back to net.
Thank you, Jim. W9JOM, I appreciate that. I got you checked on board here with a yes and all 3 as well. Thank you for that, taking the time to check that out, Jim. All right, any other stations for Lake County? This is KD9UOW doing a simulated emergency test. This is an exercise, and we're accepting Lake County check-ins. And if you need me to read over the scenario again, I can. Are there any other check-ins for Lake County at this time? Please call now. Nothing heard. Are there any other check-in? Would anyone else like to check in? You might not be in Lake County, but you definitely like what we're doing here and want to get your name on the roster. And let me know if you're able to do the Nothing heard. All right, we're going to hang out here for a little bit, gentlemen. If you have any questions, let me know. I'll answer them to the best of my ability. Maybe W9JOM can answer that question about the lock band repeat or lock band station there. Do you have any information on what lock band and not cross band repeating operation means, Jim? To my understanding, it's just a standard radio that you're keying up on. Is that accurate?
Net control.
W9JOM, yes, sir. K9UW, go ahead.
Apologize for the delay. Lock band repeat, yeah, same transmit frequency as well as the same receive.
Affirmative, basically just a radio that most radios meet that qualification. But I know there was a little confusion on that. We had several people asking, and just wanted to clarify it there. And I know you were the man to ask, so I appreciate that, W9GOM, K9UW. Any other check-ins? We are doing a simulated emergency test. A solar lunar eclipse has passed over, and the state officials are anticipating 911 and cell phone communications will become unreliable, and there may be some traffic congestion and making assisting the public very challenging. District 8 County requesting amateur radio support to position stations across the county roads to help provide awareness of any public assistance needed or emergencies while individuals are stuck in traffic. The operators are only required to provide details of the situation back to the county net control, and no traffic control. Because of the terrain, District 8 is requesting deployable stations that meet the three requirements: mobile or portable, no HTs, and you're able to put up an antenna, preferably with a beam for VHF operations. And then station number 2 is stations that are may be able to establish lock band repeating operations to be stationed on high elevation points in the county. And then number 3 is mobile or HF stations that can set up NVIS operations for 40 meter are also requested. Those are the 3 requirements. That's the scenario, and this is the set. Would any other stations from Lake County like to check in? If so, please call now.
Net control, Whiskey Delta Niner, Hotel Yankee Mike.
Go ahead, Gary. I'm sorry about the delay there. My computer was just wigging out on me. WD9HYM. Go ahead with your traffic.
This is Whiskey Delta Niner, Hotel Yankee Mike. Also be advised, I am a shares member, so I do have shares capability on my HF station. Over.
Affirmative. They, like I said, they're only asking for these requirements here, but I will make a note of that as well in the notes. And like I said, they're just asking for these 3 basic requirements here to deploy. And as well as I do, if you deploy, you'll probably take the extra required steps as well, because you never know. What's the Boy Scout motto? Always prepared, because you never know. But I appreciate that, Gary, and I will make a note of that as well. Thank you very much, WD9HYM. Did you have anything else?
So Whiskey Delta Niner, Hotel Yankee Mike, negative, nothing further, over.
Affirmative. Thank you for your participation this morning and your patience with this net control here. I'm a little bit new at this, and just bearing with me here. Thank you very much. Anyone else have any traffic for the net or any questions at this time? If so, please call now. nothing heard. Depending on how many more check-ins we get here, we may wrap this up in here in a little bit. And I know we got stuff to do today. And I thank you gentlemen for taking your time to check in here and participate in the net. I'm going to give it a little bit of time before I send my reports and everything. I want to thank you for your patience. Anyone else want to check in to the Indiana District, ARES section set that is scheduled for today, October 14th? Any other check-ins for Lake County? If so, please call now. Nothing heard. And just for those who are just checking in or listening in, they want me to emphasize no stations will be deployed in this exercise. However, those stations that meet the deployment requirements may be required in a future similar exercise, at which time deployment details will be provided by the SEC, DEC, and EC chain of command. There is no deployment today, but your services may be required in the future. Just be aware of that and be mindful. And if you don't have it all in one place and ready to go, that might be a good idea. But I appreciate you gentlemen checking in. This is Kilo Delta Niner, Uniform Oscar Whiskey for the for the ARES Indiana Section Simulated Emergency Test. We are now accepting check-ins for Lake County. Anyone wishing to check in, please call now. Nothing heard. Please stand by. This is K9UOW, continuing the ARES net for the Indiana Section Simulated Emergency Test. This is an exercise. I am K9UOW, Kilo Delta Niner, Uniform Oscar Whiskey. My name is David, and I am the net control for this test. And we are simulating solar eclipse and looking for stations that are wishing to deploy to help with some congested traffic and a few other needs if the 911 system is overwhelmed and your station may be needed. There are 3 requirements to deployment, and those would be a mobile or portable station, no HTs. that have the ability to set up an elevated antenna, no mag mount antenna please, and with a beam if possible for VHF operations. That is the first requirement. The second requirement is a station that may be able to establish lock band repeating operations to be stationed at high elevation points in the county. You can set up your radio as a lock band repeater. And then number three, mobile or portable HF stations that can be set up with NVIS operations for 40 meters are also requested. Those are the three requirements for deployment. And I'm Key, and I will read over the exact scenario. For this set, simulated emergency test, we are simulating a unique lunar or solar eclipse that will pass over southern Indiana. It just so happens that there is an eclipse that is happening today, and I believe there is one actually for a year from today as well on this date. With the number of individuals anticipated to visit the eclipse path, guidance from state officials are to anticipate that 911 cell phone communications will become unreliable, and traffic congestion will make assisting the public very challenging. District 8 County is requesting amateur radio support to position stations across the county's roads to provide help. To help provide awareness for any public assistance needs or emergencies while individuals are stuck in traffic. The operators are only required to provide details of the situation back to county net control. There will be no traffic control. Because of this hilly terrain, District 8 is requesting deployable stations that meet the requirements said above. So I said those a minute ago. Would any stations like to check in and get in on this SET? Even if you're not deployable, you're still more than welcome to check in and let us know you are listening and are interested in ARES as well. Would any stations in Lake County like to check in? If so, please call now.